Is it a small world or a corrupt world? We're going to talk about it. Remember when Judge Lyman said that he didn't know Blake prior to getting assigned this case? Yeah, let's talk about that. Back in April 2023, Blake spoke at the Bernard Gala to raise money for the student.
All for being here tonight. This is for you guys. Clap for yourselves. You clap for everyone else. Let's clap for yourselves.
The gala was also to celebrate 3 families, one of them being Sean Levy. Sean's wife and daughter attended the college. His daughter, Sophie, just happens to be friends with Abby Lyman, who happens to be Judge Lyman's daughter. Notice how she also went to Bernard? Well, it just so happens that Abby's mom, Judge Lyman's wife, donated to the college. They're on the gold list, so they donate quite a bit of money to this college. Please keep in mind that this is the brochure from the 2023 event that Blake Lively attended. So I confirm Abby is the correct Abby because she is friends with Lisa, Judge Lyman's wife, and Doug, Judge Lyman's brother. Look at him in his Warner Brother hat. That's going to be a key detail here in just a minute. You see, because there was another name that stuck out to me when I read this list, Venable LLP. You might be thinking, this sounds familiar. Yeah. Remember when Wayfair wanted the text messages between Blake and Taylor Swift? Yeah, they went and subpoenaed Venable LLP. Venable has had ties to Taylor Swift since at least 2014, and she made Venable partner Doug to be a general counsel for her 13 management. Venable's Katie Wright has also worked with Taylor multiple times, and would you look at that, there's Doug and Katie. The connection we haven't looked at yet is the one and only, literally the one and only PR rep for Taylor Swift, Tree. Don't these photos give off the same vibe? One way to look at Tree is that she is the gatekeeper of Taylor's reputation. Once upon a time, Tree used to work at Warner Brothers Music. And yes, I checked, it's the same thing, they just branched out from film to music. Who else has ties to the Warner Brothers? This guy. Tree was with Taylor during her entire process navigating through the SA trial. There's a quote with the Swifties that say, the devil works hard, but Tree Payne works harder.
And 24. Now we're fast forwarding into the timeline. He's saying a sweet goodnight to Taylor Swift just a month before the now infamous Blake Lively filing. Take a look and a listen.
Wait, excuse us.
Taylor, sleep tight.
Taylor, sleep tight. You will recall that I kept saying that someone like Blake Lively, this was my gut instinct, she could not have had the star power to get the New York Times to put their entire professional reputation on the line to smear someone like Justin Baldoni. They are just not in that camp of celebrities. They are not that high up of the celebrity food chain. The person that you just saw saying good night to or sleep tight to Taylor Swift is none other than Ronan Farrow. Why is that extremely significant? Okay. He is, Ronan Farrow, without question, the father of the Me Too movement. The father of false allegations against men was insane. Men were losing everything overnight, and it was all because the New York Times wrote these explosive pieces, okay? But again, Ronan Farrow, what does he have to do with Blake Lively? What does he have to do with Justin Baldoni? Okay, well, he is he is arguably the most powerful journalist at the New York Times. You could say this. He's a Nepo baby. He's got deep connections to Hollywood. But the question here that you should be asking yourselves is, if Ronan Farrow was the father of the Me Too movement, who was the mother? Because he wasn't the only one credited with the launch of the movement. Take a look at who did. Here they are. The reporters who exposed Harvey Weinstein. In their new book, She Said, the Pulitzer Prize-winning reporters Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey take readers inside the investigation that launched a movement. Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey were the mothers of the Me Too movement, okay? And that woman on the right, Megan Twohey, is indeed the woman who wrote the takedown piece regarding Justin Baldoni.
I love how some of my previous videos from months ago are now becoming pieces to this puzzle. It's all starting to make sense now. I have a lot to cover, so speed this up if you need to. Judge Lyman has a brother named Doug, who coincidentally is in the entertainment industry. Doug owns a company called Hypnotic that has ties to Universal Studios, and eventually moved over to Entertainment One. Well, Entertainment One was bought by Lionsgate. Lionsgate has ties to Ryan Reynolds. And Universal also has ties to Ryan Reynolds. If that's not close enough, Doug directed a commercial that Blake starred in. Take a look.
If you're ever out somewhere and you're considering voting McCain, just call me and I'll pick you up.
Doug also has ties to a VR company, Invisible. Invisible has investments directly from Disney. The cherry on top is Christoph Beck, a composer that has worked on 4 films of Doug's. He also composed multiple episodes of a show called George and Leo. 2 of those episodes that he composed actually starred Robin Lively, these 2 episodes. He has also worked heavily with Disney, Marvel, and 20th Century. Some of his most well-known work is from Frozen. Christoph also composed for a movie called The Guilt Trip that was directed by Anne Fletcher, the same director for The Proposal that is owned by Disney and starred Ryan Reynolds. That one. Last but not least, he has heavy ties with Shawn Levy, working with him on multiple films and TV pilots, one of the films starring Ryan Reynolds. All this to say, Judge Lyman needs to recuse himself, and I don't know why he hasn't done so already. A judge must disqualify themselves if a person within the 3rd degree of a relationship, like a sibling, is known to have an interest that could be substantially affected by the outcome of the proceeding. The judge must also recuse if their sibling is involved as a party, lawyer, or has a financial or other significant connection to the case. I would say he does, but what do you guys think? A mere public or professional connection between the judge's sibling and someone involved in the case does not automatically require a recusal. The key factor is, number 1, the sibling stands to gain or lose from the case, or the relationship creates a perception of bias or conflict of interest. I would say this checks all those boxes, but what do you guys think? 1 or 2 things, sure, it could be a coincidence, but all of this, come on now. And you cannot tell me Judge Lyman did not know Blake. Your daughter is literally friends with Sean's daughter, who is glued to Blake and Ryan's butt. All the connections I showed you, plus if you see Cassidy's video of a deep dive on some of Judge Lyman's investments, yeah, he needs to go. But at this point, it's not just like, oh, he needs to go. It's he needs to be investigated because something shady is going on. I can't put my finger on it, but I have a feeling money is involved. What do you guys think though? As always, this is all alleged, so take it with a grain of salt and follow me for more.